What's up, guys? Dill's Tech Show here, and today we're going to be talking about the 3050 and how it performs and if you should buy it tomorrow or not. I'm going to attempt to try and get one from Micro Center on Friday, as I just picked up the 6500 XT. I'm working on the review very hard still. Just stay tuned to that review. It will be coming soon. I didn't think the 6500 XT was a bad card, but seeing the 3050 being priced about $339 at MSRP, although it's probably going to be more like $400 when it actually launches, it's going to be a very interesting card because this 3050 is more like a 1660 Ti, which is impressive, I guess. It's basically an 8 gig 1660 Ti. It's in between the 1070 and the 1660 Ti, and it performs decently well. I mean, at $400, you're almost better off just buying the 6600X or 6600, which can be bought at about $430 MSRP from makers like Asus and stuff like that. But the 3050, of course, has the NVIDIA branding, which everyone wants DLSS and all that kind of stuff. And DLSS is kind of nice because, or I like the NVIDIA's cards mainly because I have a 3070 and basically I started off with the RX 580 and went to a 1070 and basically been with the NVIDIA ever since. Although I have tested very amount of cards, the RX 66 or Radeon 6000 series honestly is a very compelling graphics card, especially compared to NVIDIA's high RTX price tag. Right now, it's just the 3050 is actually fairly good compared to the 6500 XT, almost blowing out by 30% for about $50 more money if it can be bought at MSRP, which it most likely will not. You'll most likely be paying double for the 65 or for the 3050. Probably about $400, but honestly, for an RTX 3050, it's not bad. But at the same time, the 1660 Super cannot do DLSS or have ray tracing capabilities. The 3050 can, and it has proven to be probably 50% more compelling than the RX 6500 XT. Like I said, everyone keeps bringing up the PCIe shortage. They couldn't just redesign it. It takes a lot of money to redesign these fabs, and I guess a lot of reviewers don't really care about that AMD knew they were putting out a card to try and alleviate the market, and this is just a card that kind of no one really wanted, but I don't really think that's necessarily true. Anyways, the 3050 is coming out. It's got pretty good performance. Like I said, 1660 Ti performance, if you want to look that up, and it's pretty comparative. Maybe a couple FPS under and sometimes a couple FPS over. Obviously, it has DLSS and a ray tracing support. The 3050 to me is more like a 2050. It's underperforming comparatively to a 2060, but it's got the higher VRAM, although some 2060 Supers had 8 gigs of VRAM. Very, very limited amount of supply. Hold on. My verdict, the 3050 is basically a 2050. That is something that really helped out when I was looking at some Linus Tech Tip videos about how this card stacks up. And I've watched the hardware unbox. I'll pretty much watch all the major reviews, kind of get an idea. I feel like Linus Tech Tips kind of biases with NVIDIA, although I would say my favorite review of the 6500 XT was by far Hardware Unbox, where they really took the look at MSRP and eBay listing prices and compared that in price to performance. And honestly, that made the 6500 XT look pretty decent. But at the same time, if you're paying, I would say if you can get it at $199 for the 6500 XT, I think that's where the best money shines. That's what I paid for mine, is $199. Actually, I spent $217 because I bought 2 things of G Fuel from Micro Center. So, yeah, that's where I would say is the 3050 is basically a 1660 Ti or a 2050 if you think in La La Land, with, you know, better tensor cores and, you know, DLSS 2.1 and all this other features with, you know, GDDR6. It's kind of an interesting card, but at the same time, it underperforms compared to a 2060. And so, like, everyone's like 3050 has got to be better than my 2060, and it's not. It actually underperforms the 2060. It's more like a 1660 Ti, and it pretty much priced about the same. It's in between the 1660 Super and the 1660 Ti in terms of performance, or in terms of price, although the MSRP is probably not going to stick with the 3050. Like I said, I'm going to attempt to try and pick it up from Micro Center on Friday, but I don't think we're going to be able to find one less than 400 if it's even available. I'll do more of a price comparison guide on Friday when I release my 6500 XT review. And yeah, just the 3050 is a pretty decent card for the people that are trying to go budget gaming that can't get a GPU, and maybe the 3050 is more readily available than their other lineups of cards that isn't ungodly overpriced above MSRP. Like I said, if you're trying to spend $500 on a GPU, don't even go for a 3050. You might as well go for a 6600 or even a 6600 XT at that price. It outperforms, and it's just going to be better for you personally. I would say the 6600 XT outperforms the 3060 Ti in a lot of scenarios. Obviously, you're not getting the NVIDIA branding or the DLSS, but that's the price. That's the GPU market. I think AMD it's good price competitively to what NVIDIA has right now. And like, if you're trying to build a new system, or if you want to buy a new GPU because yours is starting to get old and not working very well, I think the 3050 is a good budget choice. Although if you're going to spend $300 on a GPU, you almost want to be like, do I want to spend $100 more and get the 6600? Because it'll outperform it by 30%, give or take. And that's pretty much the overall overlining review sample that I've seen from a lot of the major reviews today, is that if you want a little bit, like about 30% more performance, which maybe 20, maybe 25 frames per second more in games, then go with the 6600. And but the problem is, if it's for 400, yeah, you might as well get the 6600. But if somehow miraculously we can find a 3050 on Friday for $259, I will jump on the case. I will sell this. I will give one of you guys the 6500 for subscribing, or we'll do it in a giveaway or something. But there's just literally no way it will happen. Like, there's no way. And honestly, like, buying the 6500, I think it's a great alternative for very low spec to low to medium. I think the reviewers were putting it at max settings, expecting this thing to like dominate, and it was like almost they were setting it up for failure. So we'll talk about that more in my review when I release it on Friday. I really apologize for the delay. It's just, I really want to test this. I've been overclocking it. I've been doing a lot of different configurations, testing other systems, PCI 3, and all that kind of stuff. So just stay tuned to the review. It's going to be great. I'm really excited to bring that to you guys. It's a really cool video, very extensive report. And I'm one man doing a review, and I have 2 subscribers at the point. So I'm doing it for fun. I'm excited, and I really like doing these videos for you guys. So please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.